Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Manchester United tell Antony not to return until further notice. Manchester United have announced that winger Antony will not return to the club while he faces allegations of physical assault. Antony was dropped from the Brazil national squad last week after his former girlfriend made serious allegations of physical assault against him in an interview with the Brazilian website UOL. The website published photographs and screenshots of messages as proof of domestic violence, strengthening the case against Antony. Two more women made accusations against him in the Brazilian media on Thursday. The official statement on manunited.com says, Manchester United acknowledges the allegations made against Antony. Players who have not participated in international matches are due back in training on Monday. However, it has been agreed with Antony that he will delay his return until further notice in order to address the allegations. As a club, we condemn acts of violence and abuse. We recognize the importance of safeguarding all those involved in this situation and acknowledge the impact these allegations have on survivors of abuse. Antony has denied the allegations of assault by all three women in an interview with TV channel SBT. The Athletic report that Chief Executive Officer Richard Arnold signed off the decision to give leave of absence to the winger following consultation with manager Erik Tanhaag. This is a massive setback for the Red Devils from a football perspective. Antony has been a key player for Tanhaag since his blockbuster move from Ajax last summer. The manager must quickly find a solution for the right wing spot, with United set to face Brighton and Hove Albion next week. Facundo Pellistri has the perfect opportunity to stake his claim in Antony's absence. Manchester United manager Erik Tanhaag has a big call to make as his side gets ready to welcome Brighton and Hove Albion on Saturday. Man United have told Antony to delay his return following the physical assault allegations made by his ex-girlfriend. The Brazil international has been a key player for Tanhaag. He has been the first choice on the right wing, even though his performances have divided the opinion. With Amad Diallo injured and uncertainty over Jadon Sancho's future, Facundo Pellistri is the only available right winger. Pellistri should replace Antony in the starting 11. He is a deserving candidate who has produced lively displays whenever given the opportunity. Tanhaag blocked a loan exit for the Uruguay international this summer to add depth to his squad. Pellistri is an old-school winger who is comfortable using the wide areas to create chances. In contrast to Antony, he looks to deliver crosses for the striker to attack. With Rasmus Højlund ready to start for Man United, having Pellistri on the right flank makes sense. The 21-year-old is a technically sound forward who loves to play slick 1-2s and make off-the-ball runs to create gaps. He has tried to make the most of his scattered minutes. In Antony's absence, he should be given a proper opportunity to stake his claim for a regular place in the starting 11. The youngster would be gunning to get more first-team minutes, having already become an important member of the Uruguay squad. The time is now for the Pellistri to shine. Inter Milan eyeing January move for Manchester United outcast Donny van de Beek. After a lot of huffing and puffing, Manchester United did manage to bring in a total of 6 players through the doors during the summer transfer window. But where they really struggled was in offloading their overpaid stars. Manager Erik Tanhaag ended up selling quite a few academy graduates, while Fred was the only high-profile first-team star to leave in the summer. The likes of Eric Bailly, Donny van de Beek and Harry Maguire proved most difficult to move on, with the Ivorian only departing after the English window closed. The England international is expected to stay put at least till the next window, while United are desperately trying to move the Dutch midfielder on. He was linked with a few clubs close to deadline day, but he stayed put, hoping for bigger clubs to come after him. most clubs tended to stay away. Turkish clubs Galatasaray and Fenerbahce are said to be still in the race, with Galatasaray's initial loan bid rejected by the club. United are even willing to sanction a loan deal with an option to buy at this stage. If Van de Beek does not secure a move to Turkey, he might be forced to extend his stay in Manchester for a couple of more months, but his fortunes are unlikely to change. Even under Tanhaag, his former Ajax coach, the 26-year-old midfielder managed only 4 starts in all competitions last season, producing anonymous displays each time. He is yet to even make the matchday squad in the new campaign, and a January move could be the next best solution for both parties. According to Vigaches, Serie A side Inter Milan are eyeing a move for the versatile midfielder in a bid to strengthen in the center of the park. The Milan Giants are willing to pay as much as 15 million euros for the player, who cost the Red Devils 39 million euros 3 years ago. Saudi Arabia will once again try for Jadon Sancho in January. Manchester United are going through a tumultuous phase with the injury list growing while the manager is having to deal with major issues with the players. The club have already decided that Antony will no longer play a part till the time the allegations of domestic violence are properly investigated. United's right-wing options are limited with Erik Tanhaag not deeming Facundo Pellistri of the requisite quality yet to start matches regularly. The only other player who can play in that position is Jadon Sancho, but there has been a very public fallout between the winger and his club manager. Ten Hag had suggested at the end of the Arsenal game that the reason behind his matchday squad exclusion was because of his failing standards during training. The player hit back via a social media statement suggesting the manager was making a scapegoat out of him, while sources close to the player suggested the manager was giving preferential treatment to Antony. If Ten Hag had hoped he could fire up the Englishman with the public comments, it has backfired spectacularly, with some even suggesting his career at United is as good as over. The 23-year-old was the subject of a bid from Saudi Arabia, with United failing to agree a deal with Al Ittifaq only due to the high purchase clause. There are also talks of a January bid from the likes of Real Madrid, Bayern München, and former club Borussia Dortmund. Now, as per a report by Catalonia Radio, Sancho will once again be the subject of a bid from Saudi Arabia in January. Ten Hag does not take too kindly to undiscipline, and there is a chance that Sancho will indeed be moved on in January. If the pair do not end up patching up their differences, United will most likely sell to the highest bidder. Christian Eriksen continues sterling form for Denmark in narrow win against Finland. The international break hasn't been very kind to Manchester United with the injuries of the pitch matters for the players, public spats and more. However, many players have benefited from a change of scenery, flourishing for their respective national teams, while Scott McTominay continues to prove doubters wrong with his remarkable goal-scoring form for Scotland. Christian Eriksen has been turning back the clock for Denmark with some creative masterclasses. After a hat-trick of assists against San Marino in a 4-0 win, he was again the creator-in-chief for his national team as they narrowly beat Finland 1-0 away from home in a tricky fixture. Starting further forward than he does at United, Eriksen enjoyed liberation from defensive duties to be at his lock-picking best. As the number 10 in a 4-2-3-1, he was tasked with connecting the attack with the midfield and did so expertly. He had 90 touches of the ball as everything good the Danes' run came through him. Eriksen made 4 key passes in a game that was largely a test of Denmark's attack against Finland's stubborn resolve. 4 of his 7 crosses were accurate and he finished with a passing accuracy of 87%, a very good return considering he played in the most risk-heavy and creative position on the pitch. The goal ultimately came from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Eriksen was central to Denmark's efforts of trying to break down the deep block of Finland. They eventually finished the game with 65% possession, as the Finnish didn't even manage a shot on target in the whole 90. For Eriksen, this was his second consecutive 90 minutes which is crucial since he might go back to the bench for United once the action resumes on September 16. Sufyan Amrabat intensifies the competition in midfield, while Mason Mount is also inching closer to his return. Eriksen's exploits for Denmark will undoubtedly give Erik Tanhaag a decision to make, even though he plays deeper for United due to Bruno Fernandes' presence in the number 10 spot. Jeremy Frimpong already on Manchester United's radar for the 2024 summer transfer window. Manchester United signed 7 players in the transfer window as Erik Ten Hag continued his rebuild of the club. The 7th player was Johnny Evans, by the way. However, there is clearly still a feeling among the fans that there are upgrades to be had and holes to be filled to take the next step. One such area is the right back position, where both Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Diogo Dalot have acquitted themselves well to ease the immediate headache of the manager. However, an upgrade on both shouldn't be ruled out for a team with the ambition to be eventual title challengers. In the same vein, Spanish outlet Vigaches reports that United already have Jeremy Frimpong on their radar for the transfer window of 2024. It's hardly a surprise, as Frimpong has been a name long linked to United. Wan-Bissaka and Dalot's emergence as genuine options allowed the club the luxury to look towards other positions first. However, next summer will be the ideal time to strike for Frimpong. His Bayer Leverkusen contract expires in 2025, hence, he will enter the last 12 months of his contract next summer. If he doesn't sign a new contract to allow Leverkusen to make bank off of him, United could get one of Europe's premier attacking fullbacks for an extremely cut price fee. Frimpong was also tracked throughout the 2023 summer window, but the talks never reached the negotiations stage. The Dutch fullback has started the current season in the same way he ended the last one. After 8 goals and 7 assists in 34 games last year, he already has a goal and 3 assists in just 3 league appearances as Xabi Alonso's Leverkusen side sit atop the Bundesliga table. Manchester United look to the future as they target early move for Benfica sensation Antonio Silva. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag is having a rough time of things at the moment, with controversies surrounding a couple of players and the team reeling under the impact of numerous injuries. Both Lisandro Martinez and Victor Lindelof hobbled off in the second half of the game against Arsenal, but there is an expectation that they will be fit enough to continue post the international break. Rafael Varane is out for 6 weeks, while both left backs Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia are sidelined till November. Such was the manager's desperation that he had to play Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans in the dying moments of the game, highlighting the poor recruitment and inability to shift the players. As expected, the pair ended up conceding 2 goals in added time to ruin the team's efforts throughout the contest, with Evans culpable for both goals. Maguire was the subject of interest from West Ham United, Everton just to name a few, but in the end a move to the Hammers broke down over the player's payoff demands. The England international is yet to start a game this season, and it's clear to see that he is not in the manager's plans, and a move away is the best step for his international career. United already missed out on the likes of Kim Min-jae, Benjamin Pavard and Jean-Claire Todibo in the summer due to their inability to sell their former skipper, but as per Vigaches, the club is already planning for the future and has Benfica rising star Antonio Silva in their sights. The 19-year-old, who is valued at 45 million euros as per transfer market, is a regular for the Portuguese Giants and was the subject of interest from all the elite clubs across Europe last summer. With rumors swirling around both Lindelof and Varane, United should ideally target a young centre-back capable of fulfilling the role for the long term, and the Portuguese international fits the bill perfectly. Manchester United set to battle it out with Liverpool for a 21-year-old Spanish attacker. Athletic Club Bilbao winger Nick Williams has been linked with a move to the Premier League. A report from Vigaches claims that the likes of Liverpool and Manchester United are keen on signing the 21-year-old winger, and it remains to be seen whether they decide to move for him in January or wait until the summer transfer window. Williams has a contract with the Spanish club until the summer of 2024, and he will be able to move on as a free agent at the end of the season. He will be eligible to secure pre-contract agreements with foreign clubs in January. The 21-year-old is highly rated around Europe, and he has a bright future ahead of him. Williams could be available for a reasonable price in January, and the two English clubs certainly have the financial resources to get the deal done. That said, they will face competition from Spanish giants Barcelona, who are keeping tabs on the 21-year-old as well. As we wrap up today's Manchester United news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.